Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu. Welcome everyone in chat. Today we have with us my very good friend Rand Cooley, my dear friend Dougal McTavish. Hello Chris, welcome aboard. Trishal, welcome my friend, glad you could make it. Perhaps you're taking a break from studying for your exams. Hello James, Thrust Set Simulations, welcome aboard. Darius, welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here. Abdurrahman, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. And we have also Shibdub. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Today, ladies and gents, we're going to be taking a look at a preview of what's to come in JustFlight's BAE 146 Professional version 2. A shout out to our friends at JustFlight for providing me with a preview copy of the aircraft here to showcase on the channel. And I'd like to begin by saying that the BAE 146 by JustFlight is truly an underrated aircraft. It is by far one of the best that I have seen for Microsoft Flight Sim, both in terms of the system simulation, its flight model, the texturing, the sounds, and this is, again, all the things I've said are synonymous with JustFlight. They are just a company that really takes a lot of care in their development of their add-ons, and they create some very high fidelity aircrafts for both X-Plane in the past and now for Microsoft Flight Sim. And I sure do hope that they'll make a comeback to X-Plane, start developing more aircraft, and definitely update their 146 for X-Plane. Now this update is a massive update, and it's almost a complete revamp of the aircraft with some very nice features to make it just even better than when it was first introduced in Microsoft Flight Sim. Before we delve into the details, I'd like to just take you guys through a quick run through of what has changed, including my absolute favorite two would be the UNS-1 FMS. Those of you who fly the Dash 8 would be very familiar with the UNS-1 and the GSX integration that they have now programmed or developed into this aircraft. Let's take a quick look here. We're not going to go through all of this, but suffice it to say the new custom coded UNS-1, very nice. We're going to be taking a look at that. The new highly detailed passenger cabin and galleys, the lighting, the buttons, the passenger, co-pilot, pilot buttons, all of that work. New cabin music player, and you can actually select your own music if that's what you choose to do. New passenger and cargo boarding system, fully automated with GSX via integration. The new interactive yoke-mounted checklist and glare shield, clipboard paper charts. New liveries, you've got the Discovery Airbus and United Express, as well as many other improvements there and changes. So we're going to be taking a look at most of these changes today in this live stream. And I want to thank you all again in chat for being here with me this evening. Bao Mao, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. It is an extensive upgrade without a doubt. So with that, let's take a quick look at our flight today. So as I've told you guys, I'm just feeling very close to the UK these days. And we're going to fly yet again in the UK. This time we're going to be traveling from Southend Airport to Newcastle. It's a short, about 51 minute flight, and it should be through from the southern part to the northern part of the beautiful United Kingdom. The flight route is quite simple. We're going to be departing runway 23 through the Evnas direct to LAM, and then we're going to be arriving through the Rimto 1 November arrival into Newcastle runway 25, and we're going to be performing an ILS approach. All right, enough of that. Let's hop into the cockpit and let's take a look at the new changes. Let me go there. Okay, here we go. Now, the first thing you'll notice is this new checklist here, which is pretty cool. And this is something you can, by the way, remove if you don't want. and then you can flip through the changes. We're going to click here on the normal checklist. If you click here, you can rotate the checklist, and we can click here to rotate it back. And then obviously we can click here to go to the next page, as you can see here with the 146 logo there. Very, very nice indeed. And if we go up here, you've got your charts here, which you can lay down here. Now you can click on the charts, their engine performance, and you can look at all the samples there. We're not going to be using that today for this flight, but I just wanted to show you this. Now, one of the things you'll notice in the EFB is there's a host. First, let's get our flight plan. So we're going to load the flight plan here. So that's our Southend to Newcastle. All the details are there. And we're going to go to, let's see here. All right, so let's go to the aircraft, and we're going to import everything. So the number of passengers and cargo has been loaded. We're going to click here on the settings, and now you'll see that you have a number of settings, including GSX handlings. Now this, folks, is really nice. I really love the integration they've done with GSX. And obviously, you've got a lot of cabin announcements, ambient sounds, auxiliary fuel tanks, all that stuff. So a host of features there to customize the aircraft to the way you like and to fit your specific preference. All right, let's take a quick look at the cabin, and then we'll come and set things up. You can see here beautiful texturing and the new UNS. I can't wait to show you this in a minute here. But overall, the texturing on this aircraft is just outstanding. Very, very nice work by JustFlight. And again, this is true of all their add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim and for X-Plane. All right, let's go to the cabin here, the passenger cabin. And as you can see, a fully remodeled and refitted passenger cabin there with some very nice details. You can see there on the seats. You can see the entrance here to the aircraft as well. Let me just show you here. All right, so all these buttons actually work. We're going to play with these a little later once we power up the aircraft emergency lights. And actually, those do work. So you see now they are illuminated. And if you turn this off, then they are extinguished. You can open the door, but we're going to let GSX do this. You can simply click here and then push the door, and it will open, and then you can slide the stairs as well. So overall, I think this is really a brand new aircraft altogether, and it comes free of charge for existing customers. So you don't pay anything for this upgrade. So free of charge, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think JustFlight, again, does some amazing work. And the fact that they're making this available free of charge is again, commendable. And it is quite a substantial update. So I'm quite impressed with, again, their business ethics and what they do for the community. You can also prepare coffee here. You've got a new galley here, so you can turn this on, and you can cold water, hot water, brew coffee on and off. And so we'll play with that a little bit later once we are airborne. All right, let's hop into the cockpit once more. Again, very, very nice looking cockpit here. Let me set my view. There we go. All right, and we're going to bring up the checklist and start setting things up. We do have everything set up here, but not loaded yet. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to turn on the non-smoking signs to auto, and we're going to bring the nav lights to high intensity. And then we're going to bring up the checklist after we turn on battery 1 and battery 2. Very, very nice sounds. Excellent. All right, so now we can bring the checklist. So let's do that. All right, so the flight deck safety check. The landing gear is down. The weather radar is off. Transponder is right here, and it is on standby. Air brake and flaps are in and up. Nav lights are on high intensity. Battery 1s and 2 are on, and the voltage check. The parking brake, yellow and park, which you can see here. And then the master switches are all on. Okay. Ground ignition as required. Anti-skid on. So the anti-skid is located right here. Right, anti-skid is on, and the yellow and green spoilers are on. The AC and DC bus ties are located down here. We're going to turn both of these on, and we're going to also turn on the standby inverter. There we go. And next we can turn on the standby generator. Done. Generators 1 through 4 should be off. The galley should be turned on. And the fuel pumps, the left inner fuel pump will go on. And that's mainly for the APU. The APU generator is on. And now we can start the APU, left inner pump. Engine fire handles are all in. The ground test is right here. There we go. Checks okay. Excellent. And let's see here. All right, we can start the APU now. So let's move up here and start the APU. Perfect. EGT is rising. And everything is looking good. JustFlight are knocking them all out of the park. MT Aviation, welcome aboard. How much is this plane? Not sure. I don't have the price. $65. There you go, Rand. Thank you very much, Rand. All right, so almost there. APU. Excellent. So the APU is now in the green, and APU power is available. Very nice sounds again. APU air is on, and we're going to turn the packs 1 and 2. And now that we have DC pump is right here. So DC pump is on, AC pump is on, and PTU is on. Excellent. Yaw dampers, flight deck emergency lights are armed. And then the yaw dampers go on. So the yaw dampers are right here. So yaw damper on. And master AP and avionics A and B are on. And the oxygen valve is on. Oxygen masks are tested. And now we can actually start boarding the passengers. Okay, so now that we have everything here set up, we can go to the little icon here. You can see we have 70 passengers, and we have about 470 kilograms of cargo aboard this flight. So all you need to do is click here, and now it says board using GSX. Whether you want this realistic or you can change the speed, and then you can simply click. Now it says waiting for GSX boarding. So the minute you go to GSX and you select prepare for request boarding, watch what happens here on the EFB. Let me move this here. So I'm going to say request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Check this out. Yeah. All the doors are automatically open. The stair is deployed. And now the ground services are coming to the aircraft. Now, you can hear the music. There we go. So we do have some music playing in the background there. And I'm going to show you something really cool, which is here. If you click on the inner cabin and pilot, and by the way, you also have the night radio, so you can change the music here if you want. So we can come here, we can stop it. We'll say, let's see here. All right. What's wrong with this?
Crew bus is coming.
All right. So here we can go and change the music. Let's see here. For example, we're going to shuffle here. Repeat, or change this to Bossa Antigua. Play that. Right, and now we have different music playing. Pretty cool, huh? All right, now we hit here on pilot, and if you go to the cabin, you'll see that the light is actually illuminated here. You'll see this here, cabin call. So you click here to speak to the cabin. We're going to cancel that for now. And I'm going to close the door so that the music doesn't bother us too much. Pretty cool. All right, there we go. And we're going to reset the view. Okay, so now before we go to the next checklist is the before start checklist. So we're not there yet. We are going to, by the way, let me just show you very quickly on the outside here. We have the cabin crew and the ground services now loading up the aircraft. Very, very nice. I love this livery, UK Air UK. Very, very nice livery. Alan Cook UK, how are you, my friend? Hello, Grant. Welcome aboard. Renan D. Olivier, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here, guys. I hope you enjoy the ride to Newcastle Airport. All right. So now we are going to come here to power up the UNS device. My favorite part is the UNS-1, and this is, it really reminds me a lot of the Dash 8 because it works exactly like the Dash 8. As you can see, it looks very, very familiar. So let's see here. All right. So let me see if I can bring this... let me see here. All right. Let me see if I can make it little... Okay, I think that's better so you guys can see it better. There we go. All right, so we're going to say accept. And then we can go to the position in it. Actually, everything here is already set. So if we click here... Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to flight plan. It will put everything automatically for us. So let's go to flight plan. We are at Echo Golf Mike Charlie, and enter. Accept that. And then let's bring up the Navigraph charts. We're going to put this right here. All right. I think this is good. Okay. So next we are going to fly direct to Evenes. So we're going to put Echo Vector Alpha November Sierra and enter. Why is it not entering? It's not the correct one. That's why. All right, let's go back. No, that's not what we wanted. All right. Let's get this right, guys. There we go. That's the one. Okay. So from Evenes is direct to Lima Alpha Mike. Enter that and accept, and then it's an airway. So again, you do it the same way. We click on list, select the airway, and we're going to select Lima 10, which is number 1, and enter that. And then we're going to exit at Bravo Papa Kilo, which seems like on the next page. Yep, number 14, and enter. And then we are going to take Uniform 601, so list and airways. And we're going to go to the next page. Uniform November 601 is number 8. And enter. Excellent. And we're going to exit at Leicester. And Leicester seems like on the next page as well. Leicester is number 17. And enter that. Excellent. And then Uniform Yankee 250. So we're going to go to list and airways and Uniform Yankee 250, number 5. Okay, number 5. And we're exiting at Rimto, which is right here, number 6. And enter. Excellent. And then finally, it's Newcastle Airport. Echo Golf November Tango. Enter that. And voila. We can come here now and select the menu. Select the arrival. The arrival is going to be runway 25. So, let's go back. Runway 25 is number 2. Enter that, and the star is the UNS-1 November number 3. Enter that, and then it's the ILS 525, so ILS number 1, and we enter that, and then it's going to be through number 3, which is Charlie Foxtrot 25. So we are going to select number 3, and we're going to enter that, and that's it. We are all set here. If we look at the flight plan, all looks good. All right. Now, the next thing we normally do is going to the fuel. Now, the fuel is automatically entered based on the sim brief plan. So this is actually pretty cool. I like the fact that, you know, it just pulls the information there. You are able to change this if you need to, but then it is filled automatically for you. Oh, the boarding is done right in time, folks. Yeah. Hello, Bohemian Pilot. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. I think this is the first time I see you with us. All right, welcome aboard. Okay, so we are done with the FMS plan, and everything is now ready. We're going to set this on flight plan. So this one goes to flight plan, and this little guy we'll put on nav. All right, so that's going to give us everything that we need to do, tailwind, wind, everything, and where we're going, and the current trajectory of the aircraft, the bearing, all that good stuff. So we are ready. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to use the B, the magic button, to set the altimeter. We are going to make sure that we turn on the radios. So that is on, and that is on. And this is on as well. Perfect. We'll put this one here. Okay. So now everything is set and ready. We're going to set our cruise altitude. Now the sim brief plan is giving us 22,000. That's reasonable. All right. So let's set this to 22,000. All right, 22,000 set, and I think this we can do after we start the aircraft. Okay, so flight directors, we're going to turn those on, and we are going to set this to HSI, and everything's good. Okay, let's bring up the before start checklist. And the before start checklist. All right, so the departure briefing is complete. The VHF nav radios are on. Brake pressure is checked above 25 psi. The hydraulics are all off. The fuel center transfer switch is right here. We're going to set it to auto. ICE detect is on, which is this switch here. All right, ICE detect is on. Fasten seatbelt signs on. And everything here is good. Let's make sure no smoking signs is on, and beacon lights are on, for that matter. So fasten seatbelt signs are on. Fuel quantity is checked. Flight data recorder is set. The MWS unit is right here. So we're going to power this on and test it out. Make sure that it is functional, which it is. It's a direct route, no SID. That's correct, yes. We can actually enter the runway, so if you like, you can always go to the flight plan. So right here. All right, so you can always come to EGMC, and you can select menu, and you can select departure. We are departing runway 23, so it's number 2, and we're going to hit enter. And then, as you can see, there's no SID. So that's it. We go back to the flight plan. So nothing changes in your flight plan. Okay. So altimeters are set and cross-checked. We have tested the MWS ground up switch. Sorry, the TMS, and we're going to click here to set the bugs. Doors and equipment are closed and removed, and now we're ready to start the engines. Beacon lights are on. The packs, APU air, and the packs should be off for engine start, so we're going to turn those off. The fuel pumps are all on. So all the fuel pumps are now on. The TMS should go to off. So we're going to turn it off. And then the engine start power to normal, which is this little guy here. And it is currently set on normal. And then it would be the engine master switch is on. And now we can start the engines. But first, let's push back out of our position. All right, perfect. Any questions, guys, so far? Did you put in a SID? There's no SID, yeah. Hello there, Herr Predator. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you with us this evening. All right, okay. GSX, and let's call for a pushback. And again, I like the fact that GSX took care of everything. You can see that there's no, again, all the ground services have cleared their positions.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Let's remove the chocks. Boarding is complete. Thank you, Rand, for sharing the link.
Check completed.
If you guys are interested again in the aircraft, you can always type !aircraft, and it will display the link to the product page for the route, !route, and !scenery for the scenery. All right, here we go. Here's the pushback truck.
Locking gear.
I love the localization in GSX where the accents are adjusted according to the region. It's pretty smart and very cool feature. Right, aircraft's being lifted. All right, so we're going to do nose to the right, tail to the left. Why is it not clicking? There we go.
Release parking brakes.
All right, let's release the parking brakes, which are here. There we go.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, we have clearance to start the engine, so we're going to start with engine number 4. And at 20% N1, we will introduce fuel. All right, there we go. Engine's coming up, 20%. And engine number 4 starting. Now, I found it very difficult with the 4 throttles on my Thrustmaster throttle quadrant. It is quite difficult to manage 4 engines. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. Right, here we go. All's looking good.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
All right, he's waiting for our confirmation. Let's start engine number 2, and then we'll tell the ground services to disconnect. Engine number 3 selected. Start. The sounds are really very well done on this aircraft, and it is always the case with justflight aircraft. You need another TM Quadrant Q8. Yeah, probably. All right, let's see, 20% and fuel for engine number 3. Excellent. All right, let's confirm to GSX.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
All right, gear is being unlocked. Let's select the alt select here to 22,000. And we'll use IAS for the climb. Right, the engine number 3 is now coming up. All right, perfect. Let's start engine number 2. All right, and engine number 2 is coming up at 20%. And 1, we will introduce fuel. Right, there we go, 20%. And engine number 2 is coming up.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
All right, thank you for your service.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
All right, perfect. We're all ready to go. And while the engines are coming, let's do the flight control check. Full up, full down, full left, full right, and pedal, full right, full left, and neutral. Excellent. All right, we have a good start. Let's start engine number 1. There we go. Engine number 1 is now spooling. Okay. 20% and fuel. There we go. Very, very nice aircrafts. I really, really like the UNS. That is definitely one of the nicest things JustFlight has done on this aircraft. And the GSX integration is just brilliant. All right. We're looking good. We'll just wait for the... All right. So now we have a good start on 3 engines. Engine number 1 is almost there. And now we can do the after start checklist. So let's come here and we're going to... So we've done all of that. After start check. Start power to normal, which it is. The start selector to off. Engine master switch to off. Engine anti-ice as required. It is not required at this point. The generators can go on. Excellent. Brake fans to auto, which it still is here. Let's make sure it is on auto. All right, so auto. Engine 2 hydraulic pumps. That's engine 2 and engine 3. Hydraulics are on. The heaters, AC, pump, and PTU, auto and on. So this is auto and on. The heaters can all go on, so we're going to turn all the heaters on. There we go. Air packs now, and the packs can go on. There we go. Engine air is off. TMS now is on, so we're going to turn this back on, and we're going to put it on takeoff mode. All right, perfect. Transponder is set to TA. So let's change the code to 2000. There we go. And this goes to TA. Taxi lights are up here. They're the same as the landing lights. So we're just going to turn these guys on. And we'll test the brakes on the initial roll. All right. And that's the after start. Let's make sure that we set the flaps as well to flaps 18. And there we go, folks. We are all ready to go. Okay, everything's good. We're going to remove this and we'll bring it back on for the before takeoff checklist. Parking brake is released and off we go. Again, managing 4 engines on the Thrustmaster throttle quadrant is not very easy, I have to say. I'm not sure why it says that the emergency lights are not armed. We did arm the emergency lights here. So I'm really not sure why it keeps telling me this. All right, here we go. Look at how beautiful this aircraft is. Wow. Look at those flaps and the details there with the oil streaks. Looks really, really good. Very nice scenery as well. Got a little bit carried away with that turn. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right. Let's go back here and let's not get too carried away with the views there. All right. Okay, all right. So it looks like you've been answered. Check the JustFlight page and look what's in development. Yep, that's always a good place. JustFlight is one of the great developers in terms of keeping the community posted. They always have on their website what's in development, and they make some very nice videos as well before the product releases. I'm really waiting for their Dukes, and I'll tell you guys, again, a study level aircraft by Black Square. Very, very in-depth aircraft. So I am really excited for the Dukes, which is coming very soon. All right, let's make a stop here. Okay, runway ahead. That's runway 23, our departure runway today. Excellent. And we're gonna hold short right here. All right, and parking brake is set. And now let's do the before takeoff checklist. Excellent. All right, so before takeoff checklist, the brakes are checked yellow, flaps are selected and checked, flight instruments are checked, the flight directors are on, the trims are set for takeoff, config is right here. All right, horn cancel is here. Ignition to continuous ignition, that's for A and B. The cabin is secure, and let's see, weather radar, landing strobe lights. All right, so landing lights are the same as the taxi lights, but they go in the other direction. Runway turn-off lights are on, and the TMS is on. Takeoff mode is selected. The flight controls are unlocked and free. There, another test there just to make sure everything is okay. All right, and we're going to turn on the strobe lights, which are right here. Excellent. So everything is now, I think this needs to go to armed, and now now that light is gone. Okay. All right, perfect. And we are cleared for takeoff, ladies. After move this from our view, parking brake is released, and let's go. The update is going to probably release on Wednesday next week. That's the word I have from JustFlight. And again, guys, just to reiterate, this is going to be a free update for existing customers, so you don't have to pay a penny for this update. All right, looking good. Let's line up. Right, I'm getting a message here that the stream is buffering, so I just want to check with you guys. Is everything okay on your end? All right, now it says excellent connection. Hopefully it was just a glitch and that things will be okay for the rest of the stream. All right, guys, it did buffer, but fine now. Okay, I didn't see it. Okay, perfect. I got it slightly. Yeah, I did see the message here, so it was good, but no. All right, perfect. So just in time for the takeoff. We don't want anything to ruin our takeoff, do we now? All right. Let me release the brakes. Let me hold the toe brakes, and off we go. 4 engines.
TMS sets takeoff.
All right, parking brakes are released.
Head end is secure.
Power set, flexor shield. Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots, cross-checked. V1, rotate. V2.
All right, here
Positive
we
rate
go.
of climb, gear up.
Gear up. All right, and we climb 1,000 feet. Excellent. Looking good. We can retract the flaps. Let me set my engines there correctly. Very difficult to manage all four engines with the TMS with the Thrustmaster throttle. Right, here we go. And let's go ahead and turn on the autopilot. Yaw damper. All right, and we're gonna go to LNAV. Excellent. Looking good. And now we're gonna select IAS. And we have this already on alt select at 22,000. Thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate that. I'll tell you guys, this is really an enjoyable aircraft to fly. Okay, let's do the after takeoff checklist real quick. There we go. After takeoff, landing gear is up, the flaps are up, TMS is synced. So we're going to come here and click sync. And now it's going to sync with engine number 1, I believe. Right, so it's going to sync all of these together. Excellent. Engine air is all on. Right, engine air on. And the APU air is off. And the packs are on, which they are. Excellent. And for the climb checklist, altimeters as required. PTU and AC pump both go to the off position. So off and off. APU stop. So let's come here and stop the APU. And the lights are as required. We are above ice detected. All right, so let's come down here. And let's turn on the engine anti-ice right there. Right, we're going to turn on all the anti-icing equipment there. Ice detected, so we do have a detection. All right, we can turn off the landing lights and runway turn off lights as well. All right, we can remove this from the view. And everything is looking as it should. We need to set the altimeter to standard. So I don't think that you can click on a button. So we're just going to set it to standard right here. 1013 and 1013. Perfect. So everything now is in tip-top shape. And we'll just keep the anti-icing on until a little later into the flight. All right, let's take a look at the outside real quick. And here's a bit of a wing view for you guys. Very, very nice flying over the United Kingdom. just absolutely gorgeous. And by the way, I have ORBX True Earth or ORBX region for Microsoft Flight Sim, which adds quite a bit to the UK. So again, highly recommended. If you're interested in any of the ORBX scenery, type !scenery. You'll get the link to the ORBX store, where all the scenery featured in this live stream are available for purchase. Very nice indeed. All right, let's take a look here. Sync is there, and all is looking good. All right, perfect. 17,000 for 22,000. Your first live. Hey, Pooch44, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. The update is phenomenal, my friend. It's very, very good. Righty. Now back in the cabin, we go here, and you can see that now we can actually play with these lights. We can remove this. We can do a passenger announcement, an intercom. We can change the intercom volume, EIC. I don't know what EIC is, but it sounds nice. All right. All right. Oh, it's looking good here. I really like this, you know, how they've done this music stuff, and, you know, you can shuffle through and, you know, put the volume up or down. And let's, speaking of that, let's come here and let's turn this on. Okay. And we're going to do hot water. Oh, listen to that. Right, so we'll add some hot water, and we're going to brew some coffee. I'm not sure if that's something you click here or something. I must have clicked something in the cockpit. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's something there in the cockpit. I hope I didn't press any of the... all of that is good. Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely make coffee and enjoy the ride. Let's close the door as per aviation regulation. All right. Now, another cool thing in the aircraft is the ability of the UNS-1 device to calculate your top of descent. A lot of you guys, this is a big thing for a lot of you. So now it's very important to understand that this aircraft is not equipped with VNAV. So VNAV doesn't really do anything. And programming the VNAV here is not going to make the aircraft descend on its own. It is only a reference for you when to begin the descent. So if we go to the UNS device here and we go to VNAV, you can see here that I have a restriction at AirCar and at Zodru, or Axedro, whatever you want to call that. And then there is also another restriction here at 9,000. So the only thing you need to do is give this, the VNAV page, enter the desired rate of descent. So if I say that I want to descend at 1,000 feet per minute, so I'm going to click here and say 1,000. All right, and enter. Now it's going to give me about 1.5 degrees, and then it's going to tell me that I need to descend in about 128 nautical miles. So when this is 0, this is when we need to begin the descent. I can change this slightly, for example, to let's say minus 1200, and then I enter. Now you can see that 1.7 degrees and 131 nautical miles. So it will if you increase the rate of descent, you will descend a little later because you're descending faster. So let's put this back on 1,000. So very accurate, by the way, in terms of the calculation. So we're going to just enter that there. All right, so 120 nautical miles. In 120 nautical miles, we'll begin the descent towards Newcastle. For now, everything is in tip-top shape. and we can enjoy the flight. Speed. All right, let's ease off on the power there. All right, and we're going to extend the speed brakes. There we go. Okay, we got carried away there with the speed, so let me click on sync here again. And it's going to sync on engine 1, so it's going to bring everything to 76.7. Very slowly, you'll see all the engines will sync to this number. So now, if we want to make a change to the speed or the throttle, we're just going to slightly move the throttle for engine number 1, and the TMS will sync all the other engines to that specific engine. Q8, I have a problem with KSLC, that's Salt Lake City Scenery. It does not have any jetways. Also seems that GSX cannot operate the jetways. I have installed Simultech, my replacement jetway. I suspect that the replacement jetways is an issue with the GSX, but what you need to do for GSX to operate the jetways is you need to run the FS Dream installer and go to the config section and make sure that you click on exclude third-party airports. Once you have done that, make sure that the KSLC is in the exception list so that it is there. Good evening, my good friend Payne. Is it Payne? From what I can see here through my glasses, yeah. I hope I said your name correctly. See, the thing is, X-Plane is not a game. X-Plane is a flight simulator. And Microsoft Flight Sim is more of a gamer's sim, I would say. It's a gamer's sim. And I think that's why it appeals to a much, much bigger audience than X-Plane does. Right. All's good here. And again, of course, the we can turn off the engine NTIs there. No longer need that. And we're going to turn that as well. Right, so all of that is off, and we are good. Excellent. Okay, so one quick thing here. If we come to our Navigraph charts and go to the flight, let's remove that. And let's bring up the... it says Symlink is not running. Is it? Really? I thought it was running. All right, so Symlink. Navigraph Symlink. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's us right there. Flying over the beautiful United Kingdom. And yeah, we can see here that distance to destination is 173 nautical miles. And about half an hour for our flight to Newcastle today. The weather isn't that bad today across the United Kingdom. Much, much better than the last couple of days. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Hi, can I have a shout out? It's my birthday. Well, folks, we have with us Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Thank you very much, Omari. Happy Easter to you and your family, my friend. I hope you are doing well, my very dear friend from the Caribbean. Welcome, Omari. Animal or... Can I put my channel in your chat? I don't think you can do that. So only moderators are able to post links. And your channel has to go through a review if we are going to post it in chat. So sorry about that. But what you can do is you can DM me on Discord, and the team over at the Q8 Pilot channel will review your channel, and if it is if it meets the criteria then we will be more than happy to post it here on the in chat. And yeah, please just DM me your channel, and I will take a look, and the team will then decide if it meets the criteria or not. So the things we do, the way we do things at the channel is everything. I consult my mods regarding everything, and we always agree on things together. So, so that's how we do things. Yeah, you might experience an issue with a name like that. That is for sure. I would suggest that you pick another channel name for that. That's a good suggestion, Dougal. Thank you. Yeah, it is versatile, Johan. I agree with you. And I do enjoy Microsoft Flight Sim, but I think Microsoft themselves have really built the sim around around gamers. If you look at all these missions, and you know, everything in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is around missions, and that is something that is more synonymous with gamers. But yeah, I get your point, and I do agree with you. Guys, look at this scene here, just lovely. Flying over the UK is always a treat. The UK probably has a very special place in my heart, because as a kid, you know, my dad is a graduate of London University. That is, of course, back in the 60s when he graduated as a civil engineer. And back then, it was very, very difficult for people in Kuwait to travel abroad. So he was one of the very first, he was in the first 60 people to travel outside of Kuwait to get, you know, education outside of Kuwait. And he was at the University of, or London University in the 60s where he graduated. And obviously he's built a network of people which he still actually keeps in touch with. But then for him, as a married man with a family, that was his favorite destination. And so from a very early age, the summer vacation was always in the UK. And Dad, of course, was very familiar with the UK, and we always rented a car, and he took us places. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I have very fond memories of many places in the UK. I remember Brokenhurst, Bewley, some of the places we went with Dad. And those were just absolutely beautiful places in the UK. And then, of course, we grew up and we started taking our kids to the UK as well. So it's our favorite summer vacation spot, if you will. Lots and lots of memories in the UK. Blackbox 711 said the other day this is to help him in this Real War 787 flying. So there you go. Well, let me explain something to you guys about this, you know, war, so to speak. You know, that everyone is, you know, this is not going to stop. But let me tell you where it says it helps. Okay, pilots who fly airliners can use either Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane to practice their procedural aspect of flying, because there are some very high fidelity aircraft in MSFS, just like there is in X-Plane. So for example, the Phoenix A320 is an excellent aircraft, study level aircraft. Okay, so if you are there to practice the checklist and all of that, then it is definitely a very helpful aid for pilots and simmers alike. If you are looking for something that handles like the real world aircraft, then X-Plane is closer to the real thing than MSFS is. The physics in MSFS is just not there, and that is a fact. And nothing's going to change it unless Microsoft changes that. So hopefully they can bring those improvements in the flight model in the new version. But Sims help better if you already have real world experience. You can determine what's real and what's not. Yeah, that's a fair statement to say, Black Shark. But the reason why this war exists, guys, is because the community wants to be using the sim that is closer to real life, and they want to claim that they are doing things closer to what real pilots do. And that stems, really, if you look at it, it stems from our love and passion for aviation and for flying. And that's where this war comes. Now, there is a lot of immaturity in our community as well. My take on the subject is enjoy both sims. They are there and they offer very different things. For example, if you are doing a VFR flight and you take something like the A to A Comanche and do a short GA VFR flight, there is nothing like it. And it is actually, the A2A actually flies very similar to the real aircraft in terms of its flight model, in terms of the sounds, in terms of how the actual aircraft operate. And so if you're doing, for example, a flight in an airliner, probably you'll find a lot more enjoyment flying in X-Plane, especially if you're flying the 737, for example, the Z-boat particularly. So I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of opinions from real-world pilots, and the ones that, by the way, there are a lot of real-world pilots out there that I personally don't trust their judgment, for obvious reasons. And I don't want to, this is not the venue to discuss that, but there are a few that I really trust when they say this sim operates like the real-world thing or it doesn't. There are very few that I trust, maybe 3 tops that I really trust in what they say. The rest, yeah. It's not that they're not saying the truth, it's just I haven't established that I can fully trust what they say. That's just it. From my point of view, the debate is silly because neither flight model would never be used for physics training. You use them for procedure training, and that's it. It's not for physics training, but I will tell you that X-Plane is certified by the Federal Aviation Administration for real-world training. Microsoft Flight Simulator isn't. So that's a big difference, and it speaks volumes of the two sims and what those two sims are built for. So there you go. I've poured a ton of money into MSFS add-ons and really tried to get in it, but I can't. I just can't get into it like X-Plane. Same thing here, Chris. Yeah, I do like X-Plane. My favorite is X-Plane. Though I enjoy MSFS tremendously, especially with its beautiful photoreal scenery, I still find X-Plane to be more fulfilling in terms of flying. Speaking of that, look at how beautiful this is. Just gorgeous. And here is a nice wing view. Look at the heat blare there. Very nicely done by JustFlight. Here's a look at the cabin. right. Where are we flying to? We're flying to Newcastle, and you can always type !route and you'll get the route. I only fly on MSFS, but still have to agree with Q8. X-plane physics are better on the whole. Yep. Hello, Fabian. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Why do you like X-plane better? Mainly because of the flight model. Precisely, the flight model. All right, let's take a look here, guys. We have 47 nautical miles before we arrive into Newcastle. So let's come over here, and we are going to go to the charts over at Newcastle Airport and look at the runway 25. The ILS is what we're interested in, and the ILS frequency is 111.5. So we're going to set that here, 111. Let's see here. 111.5, and we're just going to switch that as the active frequency. So 111.5 is set. We're going to set it here as well. 111.5 is set on both, and the approach course, according to our chart, is 246 degrees. So we're going to set 246 on both sides. Right, 213, 246. Right, and we'll set it here as well. All right, 246 is set and cross-checked. We're going to set the speed bugs for the landing. Okay, and everything else is looking good. Right, we'll begin the descent in about 40 nautical miles, so we're going to reset the MCP altitude as well. So let's consult our chart here, and we can see that the platform altitude is 2,000 feet. So we're going to come here and set that to 2,000. And 2,000 feet is set. Perfect. X-plane stalls are sometimes, yes. I found X-plane stalls are sometimes off, yes. Q8, is this the Dash 100? No, this is the BAE 146. Dash 100. You're most welcome, Gennady. Anytime, my friend. No worries at all, Dougal. Take care, my friend. Q8, did you also study civil engineering in the U.S.? By coincidence, I also studied civil engineering. No, I studied computer science, and I have a minor in mathematics. Right. Let's see here. 31. Very, very nice day here in the UK. We're flying in real weather, but not real time, so that we can enjoy the beautiful scenery here. Good afternoon, Raul Rodriguez. Glad to have you here with us. It is down to the airplane, I think. I agree with you there. However, I think what X-plane allows is what MSFS does not, in terms of simulating realistic flight model. That's the thing. So there are a lot of limitations in Microsoft Flight Sim, and we've seen this with the 737, even with the PMDG. For example, when you land at the 737 PMDG, it's off. It's way off. And that's what all the real-world 737 pilots say, that it's off. The way, when it lands, it's just really nothing like the real thing. So... Hello there, Jafar. Welcome aboard. No news as of yet on the FlyJSim 737. Q8, do you have a pilot license or ever attempted to get one? I have attempted to get one. Well, I've done lessons. But I never attempted the license. I've done a number of lessons. I think I have maybe 10, 15 hours. I have no clue if they're going to update the 146 for X-plane, Raul. I hope so. It's a beautiful aircraft. Look at that. This livery is particularly nice. I like it. The UK flag is one of the flags I really like. I think it's very unique. All right. Let's take a quick look here at... all right, so we are about 18 nautical miles from top of descent. So shortly, we'll begin the descent towards Newcastle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Alt Select here for 2000, and we'll begin the descent shortly. Now, to descent, what we're going to do is we are going to set the speed. I'm going to increase our speed a little bit. All right, so let me increase the speed a bit. And what we'll do is we will hit IAS and then recharge the throttles and then adjust them for the vertical speed. Let's see here. Let's set this to about 80. And everything else should sync automatically. Perfect. Q8, no news on the FlyJSim 727 either. I feel let down by the company that is going to charge 50 extra for the upgrade for X-Plane 12. First of all, FlyJSim is a very reputable company, and the developer, for personal reasons, wasn't able to get to work on the project. I'm not at liberty to discuss the actual situation, but I will tell you that just put this here. What I can tell you is there were reasons beyond the developer's control, and for this reason he wasn't able to work on these projects. But he is working on the 737, the 727, and the Dash 8 just received an update a few days ago. If you do have it, make sure you run the Skunkcraft updater to update the aircraft to the latest version. I think you should put a panel that shows the speed and altitude, because right now I'm wondering about these, but I can't look. Sure. See, when I stream, I'd like to keep the screens clean. But if that's something you guys like, then definitely I can use either Volanta or Sim Toolkit Pro for the panel. No problem there. I fly both X-Plane and MSFS. I'm not a Homer or MSFS. Just want the correct correct the debate that one is better than the other. They each have their uses. Absolutely. Absolutely. They both excel in different departments and have definitely their fan bases. The visuals definitely in Microsoft Flight Sim are unmatched. Alright, so we are going to begin the descent now. So here's what we'll do. We will set IAS. What is the aircraft doing now? Alright, let me ease off on the throttle here. I'm not sure what the aircraft is doing, but it's doing something extremely funny. Alright, here's what I'll do. I'm going to... Alright, I think it's done with its crazy thing. Is it? Let's disconnect the autopilot and connect it again. Maybe that'll help. Alright, so we've begun the descent now. And hopefully... Alright, let's... Alright, so we're right here. I think we're looking okay. We're descending at about 1,200 feet per minute. Going to ease off a little more on the throttle so we can increase our rate of descent. There we go. What was your cruise speed? We were cruising at about 240 knots or so. Now that looks really nice. By the way, folks, tomorrow evening at 1800 Zulu, we are going to be taking a look at the AirSim 3D Cessna Citation for X-Plane 12. We're going to be flying from Van Nuys, California to San Francisco for our test flight, and get tuned for that one. The developer is a developer that does not take constructive criticism very well, and we're going to see. We're going to take a very close look at that aircraft tomorrow evening. Right, looking good here through 18,000. All right, now for the descent checklist, we are going to come here. I think just the PTU needs to be turned back on. So yeah, PTU on and briefing, and the bugs are set. Okay, so we're going to come here and set the bugs, and we're going to jump up here and turn on the PTU. All right, PTU is on, and we are good. Excellent. Cool, you're really making up for lost time Q8. PTU is power transfer unit. Yeah, see, the thing is, the only time that I find myself being able to produce content and still remain sane is during the weekend. During work days, it's very, very difficult, guys. My line of work is very stressful and very demanding, so by the time I get home, I'm just completely exhausted. So I just don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes I just, open up, the sim and I want to do a review, and I begin like the first few minutes and I say, you know what, I'm not going to be fair to this review because I'm really tired and I'm just going to take it all out on this review. So let me come back when I'm feeling better and I can, you know, be objective in my assessment. I've done this so many times over the past 9 years because I want to be true to you guys, and I want to make sure that I deliver an unbiased and honest review. So yeah, I do. I am very self-conscious of my state of mind when I do these reviews because, you know, in the end, I'm a human being and I can get affected. So when I feel like, you know, this is a bad day, I'm not feeling well, or, you know, just work has been very stressful on that specific day, then for sure I will, you know, I just won't do the review. Flying Frank Fan, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. What is the flight? I'm not sure I get your question. Right, 14,000. We're looking good. And if we consult our Navigraph charts, we're going to see that we are almost now at our destination. Perfect. Where are you flying to? Oh, I'm flying to Newcastle. You can type !route and it would give you the route to the entire route that we're flying today. !route. Q8, do you work in the computer business next to streaming or some other occupation? I work in the technology in banking. $13,000. Right, looking good. Almost there. I'm going to ease off on the power a little bit more and increase our rate of descent. There we go. A little bit more here. Excellent. And as you reduce throttle, the aircraft is going to want to pitch down to maintain the speed. All right, looking good. 13,000, 12,000 for 2,000. So 10,000 feet to go. We are looking good. And you can tell that we're getting pretty close to Newcastle. You can see the ocean on that side there. What a lovely country to fly over. Ice detected. Ooh. The last thing we want now is for the aircraft to fall out of the sky because of the icing forming on the aircraft. Welcome back, Drashal. All right, we are getting pretty close, so we are going to come here to the checklist, and we're going to go to the approach checklist. Altimeters are set and cross-checked. We're going to start the APU, So, emergency call. Alright. So, let's start the APU. Brake fans to auto, which they are. Cabin are warned. Steep approach is not required. Right altimeter, NTIs as required. And next would be the landing checklist. Alright. So, we'll leave that there. Right, 10,000. Let's turn on the landing lights. Runway turn off lights and fasten seatbelt signs are on. Yep, they are on. Alright, and we advise the cabin crew that to take their seats for landing. Right, cabin is secure, perfect. And looking here at our charts, you can see that we're flying towards the fix, the final fix now. So we're looking good. We're going to start reducing the speed as well. So I'm going to extend the speed brake here a little bit. Right, that should increase our rate of descent. And what I will do is we are going to come here and set the heading bug. Right, we're going to switch to heading mode. So heading and VL. Yeah, it's still not there. Okay. We'll just wait a little bit. Ah. I need to switch this to nav. BL. Okay, perfect. Let's take a quick look. We're looking alright.
Localizer armed.
Right, localizer is armed. We're looking good. I'm just going to extend the brakes a little further. Just look at the beautiful scenery here as we arrive into Newcastle. We're looking good. We are a little bit high, but I think we should be fine. By the time we arrive here, I think we should be fine, as you can see here. So, yeah, I think we should be okay. Right, looking good. And we'll begin reducing the speed shortly. Right, we have alt select.
Light slips alive. 1 dot to go.
Alright, there we go.
Light slope armed.
Okay. The aircraft is not. There we go. Altitude. There we go.
Speed checked below 205. Select flaps 18.
All right, let's go to flaps 18.
Speed check below 205. Select gear down.
Right, gear's going down.
Speed checked below 180. Select flaps 24. Localizer captured.
Right, localizer is captured.
1,000.
There's the runway in sight. All right. We have the APU air on. Engine air off.
Autopilot disconnected.
Okay. Not sure what happened there. We're stalling, that's why. So let's give it some power there. I was fiddling around with the checklist. Alright, here we go. We're back on track. And we'll just manage the approach ourselves. Adjust my view. There we go. I don't like this view. This view is much better. There we go. Bit touchy on the controls. Let's trim the aircraft and set the flaps. There we go. A little bit of wind.
500. Plus 100. Minimums.
Light slope.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Ground idle.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newcastle Airport.
Yellow and green spoilers.
All right.
80 knots. Brake pressure C. 60 knots.
Now that wasn't bad, was it? Very nice airport. This is a beautiful view here as we arrive into Newcastle. I'm still getting used to the setup I have here. So sometimes I accidentally hit different buttons which are not intended. So yeah, I'll get used to it. It's a really nice airport. Right, we're just going to go to the ramp over there and bring the aircraft to a stop. Let's retract the flaps. There we go. All right, let's see, where do we want to park? We can definitely bring it here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, parking brake is set. Okay, perfect. No, it's not set yet. Okay. And we can now start with the shutdown checklist. What landing rate monitor do you use? This is part of Flow Pro, so it comes with it, and you can either turn it on or off. Thank you very much, Rand. Appreciate it. All right, so let's bring up the checklist here, and let's see. After landing, spoilers are in, flaps are up, flight directors can go off. Lights and strobes, it's taxi, so we can actually turn this one. Right, so off, and we'll put this back on auto, and the lights can go off. This one's already off. You can hear the music already in the background. Let me open the cockpit door. Nice music. All right. Let's see. TMS can go to off. Weather radar is off. Transponder, we can put this back on standby because we're already parked. Anti-ice off. And then let's see. Continuous ignition is off. Okay. Shut down. Parking brake is checked. Taxi lights are off. Depressurization confirmed. Depressurized, as we can see here. It is depressurized. Hydraulics all off. So hydraulics are here and here. Excellent. Generators are off. Right, generators are off. And then the thrust levers fuel off.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross check.
All right, so they're disarming the doors now. We can hear the cabin crew. Again, very nice experience flying the AE-146. It gives you just the full experience. All right, now we can go to pull ground. Fasten seat belts can go to the off position. All right, and we can begin deboarding. Heaters are all off. Transponder is already on standby. The ice detect is off. And let's see here. Beacon is already off. There we go. Doors. And now we can come here. Now you'll see here that if we go, next is deboarding. So we're just going to go to GSX and we're going to select deboard. Let's see here. Request deboarding.
Boarding requested.
All right. Now I love this part. You see how it just automatically integrates, open the doors and sets everything. So now we can just go to the outside and you can see that all the aircraft doors are open, waiting for the ground services to arrive so that the passengers can exit the aircraft. Right, so if we come here, we're gonna come to the cabin. And now you can hear the beautiful music. And we'll just wait for the bus here to arrive. And get our passengers back to the terminal. All right, well, folks, this is it. This is the Just Flight PA 146 version 2. Again, to highlight the major changes is the integration of the UNS-1, custom-coded UNS-1, the integration with GSX. You've seen the brand new passenger cabin and galley. You can always prepare coffee now aboard this BA 146. It's been a fun flight from Southend to Newcastle. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoy streaming it for you. Join me tomorrow at 1800 Zulu for a review flight of the AirSim 3D Cessna Citation. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.
Passengers, the boarding starting.